Hey guys, it's Jules and welcome back to another silk tutorial. What I would like to teach you today, I'm going to call the Wheel of Fortune. And as always, I'm going to show you a small demo of the move and then I'm going to break it down with you. Now, as you can see, this is a movement in open grip. You can play this in either one of the directions. And it is a movement that we're going to be playing in our O position. So with our hands crossed over and our fan building, making this nice little O shape right here. So this is the same shape that we are using for our butterfly, or our moonrise, or our flip movement like this. So exactly the same shape. And throughout the movement, the fans are going to be staying in this same O shape. It is not going to change. The only thing that is going to change is where you're going to be positioning them. So make sure that you have your fans each in the right hand and then overcross your arms in front of you. Which arm is on top of the other really doesn't matter. It also doesn't matter what direction you're going. You can literally do this both ways. Now the most important part for this is that your staves are tucked behind your elbows right here. I'll show you this from the side as well. So the staves are nice and neat behind my elbows, because otherwise turning to the side won't work as well. Now you could try it, but it doesn't look very great. Now the direction that I usually play it is to my left. And the first change of the position of the fans is going to be shifting up to my left and letting the fan drop behind my elbow. Now we start from the bottom, we're shifting it up, and the fan that is in my right hand is going to drop behind my left elbow. You can practice this a few times to one direction and then also the other direction. Obviously, if you're going to your right hand side, it's going to be your left hand fan that's going to be dropping behind your right elbow. This is the part where it becomes really important that the fans are nice and tucked away behind your elbows, because otherwise you're coming into this awkward position right here and that won't look very nice and fluid. Now once we have shifted our fans up to our side, bending our arms as we're doing this, we're going to now bring the fans into the next position, which is going to be over our head. Now it's quite nice with this movement because it's one of those movements where the same side of the fans are always facing forward. So once you find yourself like flipping it somehow or folding it together, go back to the start and start over again, making sure that the same side of the fans is always facing forward. Now once you're in your side position, we now want to bring the fans over our head. And we're going to do that by lifting. So for me, in my direction, it's going to be my right arm over my head. And as I'm turning them over my head, I will also turn the fans sideways. But remember, the same side is pointing forward still. So I'm simply going to roll them over my head until I'm in this beautiful position right here, where I have my arms crossed over my head, the fan still in a nice round shape, and I'm putting out my chest a little bit to be nice and straight in this movement. Now from this top position right here, I'm going to bring my left arm over my head to be able to roll the fans one position further next to my body. Now the other arm is on top, which is my right arm. The left arm is holding the fan in the back, which is tucked behind my right elbow. And from here, I simply want to drop the fans down from a bent elbow position into a straight position, and we're back in the starting position. As you can see, this is a pretty easy movement if you're breaking it down into the steps. So just make sure that you're being nice and patient with yourself. I would suggest starting this movement off by running through the different directions with the fans with slight pauses until your brain has cognitively understood where you want to go next. So how I learned this as well was I started at the bottom, and then I was like, okay, where would I like to go? I'd like to go to my left. So I'm going to just bring my fans up, bend my elbows. Now the fans are next to me. From here, I'm going to bring my front arm, which is my right arm, up over my head, and I'm going to roll the fans over until they're behind my head. Now from here, I'm going to go towards my right, get my left arm over my head and roll the fans 1/4 over to my right side. And then I'm simply going to shift the fans down until I am back in front of me. Now once you're understanding those steps, you can try it maybe going half, so from the bottom to the top position in one fluid movement. So you're going to bring the fans up, I bring them up to my left, I tuck them behind my elbow, and then I'm straight away going to shift them over my head. Let's try this one more time. Important here to remember bending your elbows and then bringing the right arm over your head to get the fans behind your head. And then when you're at the top here, you can do the same thing. You just make these fans nice and visible for you. You can do the same thing by trying to go the other half down. So we're going to get our left arm over our head, roll the fans over by a half, and then come down. So again, from the top part, rolling them to the right, get the left arm over our head, and then simply place them in front of us. You can also actually split this movement into quarters or halves in your flow for like dramatic effect, or you can also use one half of the movement to be able to transition into a different movement. So for example, once I have the fans over my head, I could do a turn and then I could bring them down, or because we're in this nice O shape, any other movements that require the O shape, like our moonrise or our butterfly, or even our extension flip. You can combine them all really well and easily because your starting and your end position is exactly the same. However, there are also different ways how you can get into this, so you don't need to start from the bottom position. You can also flip your fans up twice to get into this top position and then start the movement from there. Or you can end it on the side, and from here you could bring your fans to the front, do any of these beautiful flip patterns, go half up, go back down the other way, make it like a nice little pattern, switch up. You can literally do anything with this movement. Now, if you're feeling like you're getting stuck, definitely check for your elbows. That seems to be the biggest point for troubleshooting, because some people do like to rest them on top, but that's not going to be very helpful. So just make sure that it's nice and tucked behind the elbows, straight arms, bend over the top of your head arms, back to bent arms, and back to straight arms down the bottom. Now, if you're having any more questions about this movement, please just drop them below and I'll get back to you. Enjoy your practice, and until next time.